Hello and welcome. We're going to be going over how to properly clean your brushed Mini T 2.0 to keep it racing fast and at optimal level for racing or performance. And I just learned this recently. I'm a brushless kind of guy. I started with Grasshopper back in the day, Tamiya and Tamiya, whatever you want to call it. And had a Rustler, loved that too. Radio Shack cars, you know how they go. And got back into racing about a year ago, and I really love it. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you how to properly clean your motor. So it is a pain in the butt, but what you have to do is completely take this apart and pull your ESC receiver off the tray. So take the pins out, take the screw out, come back here, take this screw out. You're going to have to take your pinion off and undo the two Allens and get the motor out, okay? Once you have your motor and ESC receiver out, you're going to unplug it from your servo. You're going to take it out. You're going to plug in a fresh battery pack, okay? Now, mind you, this sounds a little bit crazy, but I did some research, and it turns out that distilled water, because it's demineralized and doesn't have the vitamins and stuff in it, it's not a conductor, but an insulator, right? I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to get electrocuted? So what I did was I followed the instructions. I took the motor out. Now, I have ran a solid 50 packs through this car, racing it, not like babying it around, as fast as I can make it go. And I've noticed a little bit of hesitation off idle, and at full speed, the car's sort of going like up and down, and it's not as fast as it was. Definitely not. You can tell. So I took the motor out. You take and pour some water in just to get it enough so it's submerged, and keep your ESC cable and battery and stuff out. Turn on your remote, turn on your ESC receiver to turn the motor on, and you leave the pinion off. And what you're going to do is just go nice and slow idle, and start getting on it and get up to about half throttle. And it is going to start shooting gray, powdery dust and flakes. And mine was bad. Mine had magnetic kind of flakes, wire, tons of lint and fuzz, and it was all like charged up. Like it was kind of staticky, you know, it would cling to stuff. So I ran it in there for about a third of a battery pack. This is a brand new 650 pack, okay? So a third of a pack through, and it had gotten really murky and nasty. So I dump the water out. I don't use my regular sink water to clean out the stuff. You pour a little more distilled in, wash it out, you know, drain it out in the grass or down the sink, won't matter. It's just a little magnetic dust. And then you fill it back up, and then you put it back in, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. And I ended up doing it 6 times and went through 2 full battery packs. And I was on and off at half throttle the first 3, and then once I got into the next battery pack, I went full throttle and would go on and off and on and off, and then go full throttle for a long time, and then half throttle and back and forth, and did it until the water was clear. No more dust and stuff was coming out. And that took six of those, and it used that much water, and that was brand new. So, you know, and I may probably use more water than I needed to, but once it got done, you could hear it clearing out. You could hear the RPMs leveling off. You could hear the car having more RPM, higher RPM winding, and more fluid, more even when you went on and off the throttle. There was no hesitation, there was no gurgles. So anyway, so after you did all 6 of them, you're going to drain it all out, and then you're going to take the motor and you're going to go outside, away from the house, away from the kids, and you need a CRC or an electric parts or motor cleaner, okay? And you're going to take this stuff and you are going to spray down inside. There's 2 little holes in the side of the motor. I think they might be underneath it now. Yeah, they are. They're under it. And what you're going to do is you're going to spray electric motor cleaner into every crack and crevice, preferably into the little intake hole. You see them right there? Actually, they're underneath that plate, see? And so you spray in there, and you spray in there, and you keep spraying it until it's running out of it. And you really spray it good. That way, all the contaminant stuff run out of it as well. And it will keep the rust from forming inside, because you don't want water, whether it's demineralized or not, staying in metal. It'll just rust. So you do that. I did it at night, waited the next morning, seemed dry. I waited a few more hours just to make sure. Then I put it in the car. I could not believe the difference. That car took off like a bat out of hell. You're going to love it. It's incredible. So yeah, definitely clean your brushed motors by doing this. So I'm going to do a few more. I'm probably going to tape, video doing the cleaning. But you're going to have to do it to be able to race. There's no way you're going to keep up if you do not clean your motor. And then another thing is that you should have a better charger. So the stock little joke charger, I think it's dangerous because it's a 650 milliamp battery, and I think it's like a 1500 or something milliamp charger, so it's too much. So what I did was I just got a little Electron Pro when I got the Electron 860 25C. I bought this little 4 amp charger. I never use more than 3 amps. With anything small, it's 2,000 amps or less. So these little packs, 650, I run it at 1 amp, and the 860 at 1 amp on LiPo, and it charges it pretty quick because this is a 4 amp charger, but you really don't want to go too much. It goes up to 4S. I have my 6S 6 amp charger inside, and it's way too much for these little guys. But having spares is really important. Having an extra diff, the entire drivetrain, idler gears, slipper plates. It's just important. So if you really want to race and you want to get good and win some races and enjoy yourself, make sure you keep your motor nice and clean. And I hope you enjoyed. Have a great week and subscribe. Thank you. Timothy Hibbard Channel.